Hello and welcome. This session is on using the TB2000 Fiber Complete. Note there is another video for doing a reference on the reference jumpers and another video for using the P5000i Fiber Inspection Scope on the TB2000. Please note that the TB2000 is a hands-free device or handheld. On the left, the tester is hanging around the neck and a waist belt can be tied to keep the tester tight against the stomach or upper stomach area. Cleaning sticks, VFLs, other accessories, and the fiber inspection probe can be stored in the hands-free case. If somebody doesn't want to use a hands-free case, take it out. Now it's certainly a handheld device that can be held in the hand, or it can be sat on a court or pedestal. What is Fiber Complete? The TB2000 has a module, has one port on it. That port can be the bidirectional loss test, the bidirectional ORL test, OTDR, and or a source. There's a power meter, and the power meter is on the mainframe of the TB2000. In this case, note that the dust cap, the protective cover on the port, is gray. That represents its UPC optics. If this port dust cap was green, that would represent APC optics. If the tester is UPC, only plug a UPC tester into the jumper. If the network is APC, a hybrid jumper must be used, as a green connector should never be plugged into a blue connector. In this case, there is a T-bird on one side at location A, one at location B. There is a reference jumper here and a reference jumper here. Those would have been referenced out in accordance with the other video. And then loss both ways and ORL both ways is tested through the testers. It says 2.5 minutes here, but that's because Fiber Complete can also do an OTDR trace in both directions at multiple wavelengths. Of course, the test is much faster if just loss is done both ways and the ORL is done both ways. If loss and ORL are done both ways or bidirectionally, then the results from each tester is passed on to each tester. Once all the bidirectional loss and bidirectional ORL results are done, then a report can be generated and turned into PDF on the T-bird. So in this case, fiber 15 was tested, fiber 16 was tested, 12,000 feet, both wavelengths, loss one way, loss the other way, average loss, ORL in both directions for 2 fibers, all in one report. Length is provided, and the referencing information is provided, and job information such as location A and B, job ID, cable ID, and operator. For assistance with using the TB2000 Fiber Complete, please call 1-855-275-5378. That is the Technical Assistance Center. They have the TB2000 there and can answer questions on test setup, reporting, analyzing the results, etc. We'll now go to the TB2000 GUI. Currently, we are on the results page. The hard keys are not visible because they're on the mainframe, but if I touch at the top of the screen, the hard keys appear for a couple of seconds, so I call these virtual hard keys. Note there's a T-bird A and a T-bird B, and note this red circle here, there's no line between them. To get started using the Fiber Complete module, press the home hard key and press the Fiber Complete icon. If the icon is yellow, it means it's available for use. I tap it, I make it yellow, it launches us to the results page. If the far in T-bird is connected to the same fiber, then a green line will appear that shows we are on the same fiber. Note that this is done before a test is ever initiated or started. It just shows that we're on the same fiber. Now that we're on the same fiber, either location A or location B can start to test. Either one of us can start to test. I want to store results, so I will go to my File hard key. I'll be storing directly to a USB. If you don't store directly to a USB, You can store to another folder and then copy and paste to the USB. I also want to create a directory. So I will call this cable. Whatever folder is highlighted on the file hard key page is where all the results will be stored. Since cable is selected, that is where my results will go. If I press the setup key, the setup hard key, there are 5 boxes on the right side: acquisition, alarms, analysis, link, and file. If I press any one of them, such as I just pressed alarms, I can come over here, and once I'm done setting alarms, there's a button that says top menu. It takes me back to all 5 button choices. I will leave some alarms right now. I just have JDSU default. I can select alarms over here. So user 1, I would create my own alarms for loss and ORL. And of course, there's also a choice for no alarms. Now that I have alarms set, I go back to the top menu. Right now, we'll start on the first box, acquisition. Pick the wavelengths that we need to test. For loss, there is no loss, one-way loss, or bidirectional. I want to do loss in both directions, so I will have bidirectional. ORL is the same thing. I want to do ORL in both directions, so I have bidirectional. I do want length. I'm not going to do OTDR right now. One nice thing about having OTDR is with the traditional bidirectional loss tester, if loss or ORL fails, that tester gives no information. Now I have to call somebody to wait, or call another department, or get another tester. So in this case, if my ORL or loss failed, I could turn around, run an OTDR test, find out where the problem is, and know where it is right away. For now, I will go ahead and just mess with this first box. We did acquisition and we did alarms. I'll hit the stop button. The test will commence. And now we'll see the progress of the test, and numbers will start to pair for loss one way, loss the other way, ORL one way, ORL the other way. So the process is appearing, loss is appearing. And the test will continue to run. And once again, these results will appear in both machines. The exact same results are on location B. Now our tests are done. We could disconnect, go to the next fiber, of course, to make sure the fibers are all clean and inspected, as a dirty fiber will make our loss faults inaccurate, make us fail, and our ORL results will be inaccurate and we could fail as well. I will go back to the setup hard key to finish the other boxes. We did acquisition, we did alarms. If we look at analysis, that is a unit of measurement for our distance. I have it in thousands of feet. There's cable view and there's fiber view. If I select fiber view, it shows all of the results for one fiber at a time. So I have a lot of detailed results for this one fiber. If I go back to the setup hard key and I go into the cable view, I have cable and I go back to results. I see the information for fiber 8, but I also have room for many other fibers. I can see the results for up to 6 fibers at one time. And also, if I'm in the cable view, it makes it very, very easy to make a report for all of the fibers that were tested. I will go back to my setup hard key. Now we have two more buttons to do link and file, and this is for naming and saving information. I can put in my location A and B, the direction. If I'm A to B, that makes the other end B to A. I can put in my cable ID, my fiber ID, and my fiber number. Change fiber number increment means if we run a test and save it, it will go from 9 to 10 to 11 to 12. We could decrement, go from 10 to 9 to 8, but we cannot increment at all. Hit the top menu in the lower right. We just did box 4. Let me do box 5, and this is file. We had the cable folder selected on the file hard key, so we can see all results are stored to the cable folder. If I click on this arrow here, I can now click on here or hit my right arrow key, and a keyboard appears. I'll hit clear, and I'm going to hit cable ID and fiber number. Anything that we select here, such as fiber ID or the origin ID, all that information will auto-populate. If you type in letters or symbols, those will automatically be in the file name. So I'm going to go with cable ID and fiber number, and here it says cable 8. If I go to my top menu and back to link, you'll see my cable ID is the word cable, so that auto-populated, and you see fiber number, so that is going to auto-populate. We can save as trace only, or trace plus text, or trace plus PDF. I like to store as trace only in the cable view, and I'll show you why. And here we have auto store as yes. Hit the top menu in the lower right soft key. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. We've covered them all. I'll hit the start button and test the next fiber. So notice how we increment from fiber 8 to fiber 9. And we'll go through loss both ways, average loss, ORL both ways. If our fibers are clean, they're almost always going to pass ORL. At a minimum, most applications require a +27 for ORL. Many require a +30, and some other applications might require a +37. I'm on a short span here, 3,000 feet, but you can see all my ORLs are about 38 or higher, so that is fine and good. Once again, I'm in the cable view, so I can see fiber 8 and fiber 9, and I still have plenty of room to see the other fibers that I'm testing in that one cable. We can see that the results are very, very close to each other. I did not disconnect, but you can see how everything is pretty much within just a couple 100ths of a dB of each other. So very good repeatability and consistency. Now I did many fibers in one cable, 12, 24, whatever, and I want to make a report. I'm in the cable view, so I could have tested 24 fibers. I will only see up to 6 right here. I'm going to hit the fast report soft key right here, which is on the results page. Hit fast support, hit file plus PDF, because I want to have a PDF, and in the upper right, I'm going to hit save all, my upper right soft key. I will type in a file name. Notice it's going to my USB flash to the cable folder. I'll hit enter. And then when I hit enter, that is going to take all the results in that cable and put them into one PDF, document, so I'd see all the fibers that I tested in the one PDF document, and I have one PDF report that I can now turn in. Typically, many folks still use a USB disk, edit, copy, paste to the stick, and email it. results can be sent to the cloud, and results can also be obtained via the Ethernet port as well. So we said we were storing to the USB to the cable folder. So if I hit File, go to my file folders, and then my USB and my cable report, I have a PDF. Let's go ahead, open that up, and take a look. So I highlight it, load it. It will now open as a PDF. Doesn't look as great as it does on a laptop or PC because the screen is smaller, but it will just give us an idea that the report was created without any back office work or any PC or laptop work. So I have my location A and location B names. Remember, I had A and B. There's my cable ID. I didn't put a job ID or tech ID. There's my length of 3,000 feet. There is all my references that were done. We tested 2 fibers, fibers 8 and fibers 9. So I can see loss one way, loss the other way, average loss, ORL one way, and ORL the other way. Notice right here there is a logo in the upper left of the report. Let me exit out of this report. To enter your logo automatically into the report, please press the Home hard key, press the Settings icon, and note there is a choice for logo. So if you put a logo onto a USB stick, you can put it onto the T-Bird and then pull your logo. So now your company logo or your customer's logo can always be in your report. If OTDR needs to be done, on the setup page in box number 1 in the upper right, which is acquisition, we commonly want to do loss both ways, ORL both ways, but we could also say, I want to do an OTDR, or we want to do OTDR both ways. Because an OTDR trace is so big, it's not automatically sent to the other T-Bird, but to find a problem, you can run a unidirectional trace and find out where the problem is. So this concludes the session on the T-Bird 2000 Fiber Complete. If we turn the unit off, if the FCOMP icon is on, and we have it set up to do loss and ORL both ways, it is automatically ready to test. The reference trace is stored, so if you keep your jumper cables connected to the unit in the case, then it's just a matter of pulling it out of the bag, making sure the reference jumper is clean, plug it in, see the tester at the other end prior to starting a test with the green line, and then put in your job information if you're going to store results, and hit start and get your new job. So I just did job cable, and I tested fibers 8 and 9. So if I want to have my next cable report, I will go to the setup hard key. I will go to link, and I would put in my new cable name. So I just want from cable, and now I'm going to be testing on cables. Once I put in the new cable ID name, I go back to my results. All my results are cleared. Now I can start my new cable, and my next fast report is going to include all the results from my new cable, right? I want a report for cable A, a report for cable B, etc. If I go back to my file hard key, even though I created a new cable job, the past results that I already ran are still stored. So now I went from cable, and now I'm doing cables, whatever, cable A, cable B, cable C. So now I could have a cable A report, a cable B report, and a cable C report. So this concludes the training at this time. Once again, if you need assistance, please call 1-855-275-5378 for technical assistance on the East Coast, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much.